the mnemonic of head, shoulders, knees and toes is a really great and easy way to help people better understand this and identify it. And I think that is the thing about coercive control. It is often invisible to people who aren't in the relationship with somebody who is being controlling in that way. And I think it's hard to pinpoint, and I think it's hard for adults to pinpoint the forms of abuse, like manipulation stuff. So think of how much harder it can be for young people and their understanding of it. So I think doing the training has really gave me a lot of knowledge, and gave me a lot of, even looking at the activities, has give me a lot of resources to use with young people, and that's what I have been doing from we have done the training. So, and also with staff, we've been doing staff training around it as well, so it's been really beneficial for us.
My experience with the head, shoulders, knees and toes training and resources has been wholly positive. I think the product itself provides an opportunity for people to go away with something tangible in the context of the engagement they have with other people. And I also think that the training touches base with virtually everybody, those with experience within their workplace, people within their own personal lives, and those even within their workplace where they have limited experience. There's something in it for everybody, and it's easy to use, it's easy to follow, and yeah, I think it's absolutely super.
It's been an absolute privilege to engage in the Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes programme to date. It's been very positive. I feel it's a very important pilot, and all the resources that have been used so far have been very robust, and lots of guidance has been given, which has been fantastic, and being able to utilise that delivery and facilitate that across Northern Ireland to date.
In our experience of delivering the Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes campaign at the Labour Relations Agency, we have used it more as a tool to train staff to be able to use it in their working life, and also to be able to use it in a social and domestic setting, so they know what to look for and how to be able to call it out.
I actually started off engaging with the Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes in an event that I ran alongside Sarah Louise from North Belfast Area Project, and our whole event was around the end of violence against women. So yeah, just from then obviously we have looked a lot more into what Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes and coercive control as a whole is all about. And just recently there we've actually started doing staff training for youth workers around coercive control and how they can implement that into their practice to teach young people in North Belfast and beyond that, all about the topic of coercive control and relationships.
As a team, we have found the Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes resource a very useful, accessible tool in working directly with victims of domestic abuse. We find it very helps raise victims of domestic abuse have a better understanding of the harmful dynamics within their relationship. It helps them. We have found that it helps them to connect, I suppose, their experiences with their associated emotions, and then validating their own reality.
Our engagement with the Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes resources has been very good. Inside the H.S.K.T Women's Centre we run a life skills programme, which is like a programme for 8 to 10 weeks working with young women around healthy and unhealthy relationships, contraception, STI and things like that. So the toolkit has been very good in terms of the cards that they give you, which talks around a lot of feelings and words that young women may feel if they feel safe or not in a relationship. So when we've been covering healthy and unhealthy relationships, those cue cards have been working very well for young women to leave the session like subconsciously and know, well, this is the way I should be treated, and no, this is the way I shouldn't be treated. So they've been good for that sense.
We completed the Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes training at the end of September this year, and from that time I've been using it basically to get more knowledge around coercive control. I've used it in some individual cases with students who have presented with areas around coercive control, in particular the word cards in terms of trying to identify feelings and understand impact. We've also, in terms of the university, during the 16 days of activism, I delivered 3 workshops with staff and students around coercive control, and that was taking wee bits and pieces from the toolkit and creating an hour-long workshop that was delivered, and it looked at areas around awareness, around support, around identifying signs, and it also looked at using the resources, the tools, the posters, the videos to see how we can spread the message through the university.
I have been using the Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes toolkit within my everyday work with service users. I'm very much of an educative role of educating service users who's been victims of domestic abuse and violence about what domestic abuse and violence is, how it may present, how it may impact you. And I suppose the toolkit's been really integral in explaining that, and actually I suppose tying up their feelings and emotions to this word of what coercive control is. So there is the diagram in the toolkit where there's like a body, obviously the head, shoulders, knees and toes. So I would use that with service users. Sort of tell me how you're feeling, you know, in this part of your body when things have happened or things are going on. And you can see that sort of light bulb moment where they're like, yes, this is a feeling. This is something that's happening to me. And this is coercive control that I'm experiencing. And that's been really, I suppose, really complementary to the work that we have already been doing within our service.
I envisage using the training and the resources in the future by using it as a tool to create awareness with young people around the term coercive control, what head, shoulders, knees and toes mean, and I think it's an easy marker for people to know in their head. I think using it in common language the way we do in our place, we have known about this for a year nearly, and being able to use that even with co-workers around relationships, and even young people being open to be like, oh, have you checked them your head, shoulders, knees and toes? No. So I think for young people particularly, even the ages like 11 to 13, I've been currently running this with them at the minute and trying to explain it. I think manipulation is very complex, but we are trying to use it and bring the head, shoulders, knees and toes into the language that we're using with young people, and it has clicked on because they always check each other with it if they're speaking about their relationships and things like that, and also staff as well, which is really great.
I would envisage using this both from an internal point of view, so that would be training the model out to staff. I would also be keen to incorporate that into partnership working through Adult Safeguarding Partnership, the Safeguarding Board for Northern Ireland local partnership, and also the Domestic Abuse and Sexual Violence Partnership. So spreading that training out to incorporate the partner agencies and groups, some of which are statutory and some of which are non-statutory, so that we can broaden out that reach in the context of the message for the awareness side of it, but also that educational piece for both staff and people working with community groups, young people and so on.
We have really embraced the pilot. Aspire to Achieve, I'm very proud to say, has actually delivered over 12 sessions so far to over 200 individuals and participants. They have ranged from grassroots, victims, survivors and community development right up to various professionals. Social workers, community workers, youth workers, and it's been absolutely fantastic. So I envisage continuing to roll it out. I also, as part of Aspire to Achieve, I'm an accredited life coach, so I'm able to use that with the women and the men as well, but with the women that I support, and the head, shoulders, knees and toes diagram and all the resources that have been used have been fantastic, and I'm going to continue to use those as part of the support that I can offer the women.
Within our peers, we're always communicating and sharing information about new toolkits, so that's throughout our team. We are sharing them resources and what they are, but directly with service users in that preventative, educative role. So that toolkit, I'm taking, you know, the wee booklets, the posters, but see that diagram, using that in my educative work, leaving it with service users, sort of give them a bit of space after speaking about coercive control to actually look at the different head, shoulders, knees and toes and how that's feeling for them. Because what we do know now is that it's very different for everybody. There's no one feeling or experience of coercive control for anybody. And this toolkit is allowing them to make it specific to them. It's nearly like a little drawn doll of them and how they're feeling. So that'll be continued to use. That's now in my pack when I'm going out to a home visit. And I would say 9 times out of 10 it is utilised and used.
So for myself, I think whenever in the future I'm using the Toolkit, the training resources I'm getting from the head, shoulder, knees and toes, I would love to use more the posters, and I would love to give all the posters to everyone. I've been giving the delivered to them in the schools, in the youth club, so where that means they can put it in the toilet or they can put it into their walls, and for them to more easier to see that.
Okay, well, we had envisaged using the Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes campaign in conjunction with the legislation that's eventually passed through the Executive Office, using that in our advisory work, incorporating the Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes campaign into some of the guidance we give out to local businesses and bodies for their staff and for best practice.
New Lodge Youth Centre work with ages 5+, so I think it's really important to kind of get that implemented with young people from such a young age, so they are recognising the head, shoulders, knees and toes, and they can recognise what an unhealthy relationship is and what a positive relationship is. So I think just for the future, it's just educating young people on what coercive control is, and also supporting staff to be able to implement the coercive control training into their practice as well.
The Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes tool has been, because it's such a accessible tool, we will continue to use it because we continue to develop resources for our team to raise awareness and understanding, and because we find that we can use it alongside other resources that we have to increase understanding of coercive control, and we will share it amongst other team members, develop perhaps we have an interest in using it with young people, groups of young people.
And what I see for the future is that we are all on the same page in that coercive control is abuse, that within society we begin to recognise that this is a serious form of harm and it's not acceptable. The more that we work together, the more that we act together, the more likely we are to support those who need help the most.